DraftKings Sportsbook. Now when you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code DNVR, new customers can bet just $5 on any college football team, and you're going to get $200 in free bets instantly, win or lose. That's with promo code DNVR. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. I am Patrick Lyons.
And I'm Suzie Hunter, and we are joined by a guest I'm so excited to talk to. Her name is Robyn Hearn. She is the sports director for News Channel 6 in Wichita Falls, Texas. She's also the sister of a pitcher who has come into town, Taylor Hearn of the Rangers.
Robyn, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me today.
We're so excited to chat with you. So you went viral during it was the first road trip for the Rockies. It was the opening day for the Rangers, but you were already scheduled to report on the Rangers home opener, and then your brother got named as the opening day starter. You guys went viral. You interviewed him. What was that opening day like? That must have been incredible.
It was, honestly, yeah, it was incredible, but it was a whirlwind because we had a lot going on. I was driving from Wichita Falls to get to Arlington and then meeting up with my brother before the game, doing an interview with Bally Sports before the game, and it was just kind of a lot of stuff going on because it's my first Major League Baseball game that I was covering. So it was a lot, but it was so much fun.
That's insane. So I know the life of a sports journalist at a local market can be kind of insane. You're shooting your own stories and all of that, but how many Rangers games have you gotten the chance to cover since opening day? Have you made it back there since?
Not to cover, but as a fan, I've been back plenty of times.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen you very much keeping up with the Rangers on Twitter. I mean, what is it like also, you're working in sports, your brother is, playing for the team that is, first of all, near where you're working, but also kind of near where you guys grew up?
It's been a lot of fun. I mean, we get to go to, like I said, many games. My parents get to go to, all the games they want to at home. So it's been a lot of fun. And then also, since I am so close to Arlington, I get to cover the Rangers, so to speak, during my broadcast. So I'll talk about the team. I'll show highlights here and there. So it's been a lot of fun. It's kind of weird when I see my brother in the highlights, though.
That has got to be super crazy.
I would think so.
Yeah.
And I'm actually curious, again, he's your brother, so you talk to him a bunch. Does it get old, or is it still like one of those things of wow, can you believe where we both are? And when you have those moments, does it still kind of, make you tingle a little bit, give you those goosebumps when you have those moments?
Oh, for sure. I think the home opener was really one that kind of sparked it because I want to cover baseball full time eventually in my career. So it was kind of one of these things wow, I could actually be covering your games and I'm still your sister. I'm still rooting for you, but you guys know we can't cheer in the press box. So it's kind of weird, but it's also not weird at the same time. So
yeah, how do you strike that balance of I'm a fan and this is my brother. I love him more than pretty much anyone on this earth. And, I have to be an unbiased reporter right now. How do you navigate that?
It is tough because, of course, I see Taylor all the time outside of baseball. But it's easier when he's not pitching. When he's not pitching, it's much easier. But when he is pitching, I'm so nervous that I'm not even thinking about, what the team had done beforehand. I'm just thinking about getting Taylor out of that inning and, making sure he puts a goose egg up on the board. It can be tough, but being a Rangers fan before Taylor was traded there has made it a little bit easier on me because I know the team pretty well. And it was, I got to see the team when they went to the World Series and they did all the pennant races and everything like that. So I kind of try to draw myself back into that and not so much in sister mode.
Yeah, you might not be able to celebrate in the press box, but you can send a celebratory text. That's kind of done on the down low there. And you might send a celebratory text to say, hey, congrats on your first career save.
Yes, and that's what I did. I mean, I text Taylor after every single one of his outings, good, bad, indifferent, whatever happens. And so when he got his first save over the weekend, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Your first career save. And all I got back was thank you.
No emoji? Did he give a thumbs up on your text?
No, so Taylor is not an emotional person. I'm more the crier. I'm up and down all the time. Taylor is very mellow and just kind of even kill. And so every time I text him, whether what happens at the game, I'm always just super excited. And he is just thank you. Sometimes I'll get an exclamation point.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it's been like, oh, thank you, sissy, thank you, love you too, like that sort of thing.
Oh my gosh, such an earth sign. His birthday's coming up, right?
Yeah, so yeah, we have the same birthday. He is a Virgo,
Oh my
just like I
gosh.
am.
I
Yeah.
love this. I love this. Did you grow up Rangers fans?
Yeah, we did. I wouldn't say we were like, my family's not really like a fanatic of any fan. I think my brother is like a fanatic of the Mavericks, and I would say I'm a bigger fan of the Cowboys. But we grew up Ranger fans. We went to a lot of games for our birthday. Like I spent too many hot August summers in that old ballpark, so I really enjoy having the air conditioning.
Yeah, I was going to say, I lived near that ballpark briefly when I was a kid. And yeah, those Texas summers are no joke. That just being outside for that amount of time seems like a hazard. So I'm glad to see they have a dome now. What do you think of the new stadium?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love every single part of it. It's nice to be able to walk in and not feel hot. And it's nice to be able to walk in and like, I don't know, it's just, you don't really realize that you're in a dome, so to speak, when you get in there. It's kind of like Minute Maid, because that was like one of the first like domes I actually went to see before this one was built. So it's kind of, I love it. I know some fans don't really like it because they're like, it's baseball, I should sit outside. I'm like, I'm not supposed to sweat buckets at a baseball game. I'm not supposed to do that.
Yeah, unless you're playing in it. Otherwise, it
Yes.
doesn't make sense. Well, one thing that, whether it made sense or not, 2020, Globe Life opens up, but yet no one's really able to see it, right, during the pandemic. Did you get a chance to go to any of those games, either regular season or postseason? And how strange was it without the full capacity, knowing this place is brand new, it was just christened, and yet it hasn't been able to experience to its full capacity just yet?
So unfortunately, no, I wasn't able to go to any of the regular season or postseason games. I wanted to, but with all the restrictions and everything, it was just kind of a little weird. We did eventually get to go to the stadium once the season was over. My brother was able to get us in there and like have a nice tour or whatever of it. So we were able to do that, and it was cool to kind of see it. But watching the games was so weird because like Taylor was in the bullpen at the time, so he was in the bullpen wearing a mask. There was nobody in the stands. You had like these little cardboard cutouts of people. It was weird. It was very weird.
I do not miss the cardboard cutouts. I do not one bit.
That's a question to follow up on people who are in sports media doing in 2020. Did you have a cardboard cutout? I didn't have one. I don't know if you had one, Suzie.
I didn't have
Robyn,
one
did you have a
anywhere.
cardboard cutout? I feel like that's
We
pretty
did not
exclusive.
get one. I wanted to get one because I thought they were really cool. My parents did not get one. No.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
That has to be a standard question now. Have you ever had a cardboard cutout of yourself
I
during a pandemic, during any of the pandemics we've had?
I will say I did get a cardboard cutout of myself, but it wasn't at a stadium.
Oh.
I got it for my TV station, and my news director promptly told me to remove it from the building. He was not a fan.
You could have slotted it in somewhere at Dunkin' Donuts ballpark, which I know, the AA Eastern League, again, is one of those wonderful ties. We all love minor league baseball here, too. And so, Robyn, I know that has something to do with the connection you and Suzie have together, too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I was in Binghamton for about a year and a half before I came here to Wichita Falls. So I got to cover the Rumble Ponies, and I know, Suzie, you covered Hartford for a little bit, so we kind of have that tie there a little bit, seeing the Yargoats and the Rumble Ponies go after it.
Who was your favorite Rumble pony?
Tim
Oh
Tebow.
my gosh. Well, okay, so I don't want to be biased and say Brett Beatty just because he just got called up, but
Okay.
I would say getting to see Brett in person was a lot of fun. But I would say the other person I was really excited to see was Miguel Tyler. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, what an amazing pitcher! And I was really excited when he got called up because he got to start in Binghamton and then worked his way up to Syracuse, and of course went on to be with the Mets. So it was great to see them. And I'm a pitchers person, so I'm a sister of a pitcher, so I kind of am biased toward pitchers.
You get the grind.
Was Tim Tebow there at that time still? Or no, is it just
No.
he was just before your days, I guess, right?
A little bit before.
Yeah.
Tim
So-
Tebow was like 2018.
Yeah.
That was the Tim, because every stadium he went to, and I remember this so well in Hartford, full-on press conference. No other minor leaguer is giving a press conference at every single stadium he's going to. But I got such a kick out of it.
And I don't think any minor leaguer batting 200 also got a press conference
yeah.
just ever. So you're right. Yeah, he led the league in that. But Do the people in Binghamton, do they like that interesting minor league logo? I mean, the name alone is kind of quirky, and again, that's minor leagues. But for it to be this pony that has broken off from a carousel up there in Binghamton, is that, well represented of the community? Do they like their minor league team now?
They do, but so the thing about the Rolling Ponies, I didn't know this until I got up there, but Binghamton is like the carousel capital of, I don't know if it's of America or of New York, but I know like carousels are a big thing in Binghamton, and that's why they chose the Rumble Pony. Before they were the Binghamton Mets, and a lot of fans wanted to go back to that because they're like, we don't want to be a Rumble Pony. And I'm like, it's a minor league team. Like, you're supposed to be something funny. Like, Hartford's the Yard Goats.
Listen, they have to fit in with the rest of the league. Plus, like, the merchandise is so much better for Rumble Ponies.
Exactly.
Yes. And also, Binghamton does have rich carousel history.
It's true, yeah.
Everyone in the Northeast knows it, Patrick.
Are they the salted potatoes? No, I think that might be Syracuse.
No,
maybe. Or are they like the butter, like the different shaped butter? Because everyone, they all have all food identities, and that has grown. I think they might be something with the butter sculptures, perhaps.
I don't know.
They're having fun for sure.
All right, so I have a question for you reporting wise. So I know in local stations, you have to shoot a lot of your own stories. And often, I know this happened to me a lot. I know this happens to a lot of reporters, but people will come up to you while you're out on a story and say, oh, where's your cameraman? And my response was always, I am the cameraman. I am my cameraman. So, like, what do you say when people kind of come up to you and be like, hey, where's your cameraman, miss?
I just say I'm right here. Right here, you're looking at her. I think a lot of people, like you said, they think, what they see on TV or what they see at like Good Morning America or Today's Show, you think you have all these cameramen with just one reporter. And when I'm in station 200 or whatever, you don't have that. It's really, it's funny to kind of go back and forth with people on that, because a lot of them, I don't know how you were, but I know for me, when people ask me, especially in the South, oh, can I help you with your bag? I'm like, no, like, this thing is thousands of dollars, and if it breaks, it's on me, it's not on you.
Yeah, actually, that did happen to me a bunch in Hartford. Yeah, like, I was doing that in Hartford. That's market 30, so, like, it's so prevalent, especially in sports, too, I feel like, because it's always the most understaffed department. But, yeah, like, men would be like, oh, can I help you with that? And be like, do not touch my equipment. It is worth so much money. Legally, you cannot touch it.
That's a lot of pressure right there.
Yeah. So much pressure. We have to talk about, so you have such a cool family, but we have to talk about your grandfather, who has a Denver tie. So her grandfather was the first African-American to win a major calf roping event at the Denver National Rodeo in 1970. I need to hear about your family's rodeo history.
Wow.
Well, I didn't know that, but I think my dad would get on to me. Now he would probably say, I don't know why you didn't know that, but I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know. So yeah, my grandpa, he started roping at the age of 8, and then he kind of just stuck with it. And my dad and his 3 brothers did it, and then my brother did it. And so it's been kind of in our family for a very long time. We've been producing a rodeo called the Cowboys of Color for over 30 years. So it's definitely, I have a large rodeo tie in the world. My grandpa has a star at the Fort Worth Stockyards. So it's a pretty big deal for my family, and a pretty big deal here in Texas.
Yeah, for sure. That's incredible.
That is impressive.
So can you rope? Can you rope a cattle?
No.
Pressure.
No. My brother and my dad do all that. I've tried, but my dad just critiques my form every single time, and I just kind of like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it anymore.
Oh my gosh, that's too much pressure. Yeah, that's an insane story.
We'll keep an eye on Taylor. He's here in Denver now, but as you said, you've been having your eye on the Rangers for a while, even before he came over in that trade from Pittsburgh. Drafted 4 times, which I don't think I've seen that ever in the last, like, anyone who's debuted in the last 20 years. That's a whole wild story. I'll have to probably catch up with him over the next couple of days. But give us a scouting report on the Rangers. I think they've won 3 out of 4 against the Twins, which is pretty good. What's the story with the Texas Rangers here, Robyn?
Well, it's been an up and down year for this team. I mean, they had a great May, and, they were hoping to kind of pull that into June and in July, but things happen in the game of baseball. And then, of course, everything that's happened with the team this past week. And it's been kind of draining, I would say, for the team. But to see them win one-run games, which has been like kind of this team's Achilles heel this entire season, has been good. So I think they're coming into, this Rocky series, even though it is 2 games, just kind of on that high from what they've done with the Twins. And so I'm excited to see what the pitching's able to do. Dane is on the mound tonight, so that should be pretty good. He's been on a good stride. The first part of the season wasn't, the best for him, but he has been able to kind of find his own. And this bullpen has been back to where they were at the beginning of the season.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. What do you think is the weakness in where's the crack in the team that the Rockies could potentially take advantage of?
I can't give away too much, but I can say I would definitely say, they're working on their hitting. They're trying to get some of those guys, the younger guys especially, trying to get them going. There's quite a few veterans on the team that can kind of help build them up, but I would say kind of that end of the middle lineup right there where everybody's trying to find their footing. I say the top of the lineup has been doing pretty well. I would say so myself.
I mean, if you're spending $500 million on the top half of your lineup, it should be pretty well. So yeah, that will be. They'll do a lot of heavy lifting, I imagine, at Coors. And Corey Seager knows his way around this ballpark from his years with the LA Dodgers. So it'll be very interesting to see these games in 24 hours. 2 games in 24 hours, basically, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah, because it's a day game tomorrow. Yeah. Also, the Rangers have had a lot of shakeups lately in terms of who's running the show. How is that? How do you think that's affecting just the overall product?
I think at first when it happened, when you started with Woody and then now you have John Daniels gone, I think it didn't, I don't want to say it messed up the team, but it's just something you kind of have to carry because, this has been your manager for so long. John Daniels has been with the team for over 20 years, so it's been a long time. And to kind of not see those people anymore at the games or at the front office is different. But I feel like with Tony Beasley, who has been in the organization for a while and has some manager experience in the minor leagues, he's been able to kind of bring them together and say, hey, we got to finish strong. Things happen. This is part of the game. It's part of the business, but we have to finish the game strong. And so I feel like we've been kind of seeing that, especially with the team winning these one-run games now. And, kind of the pitching has been better. The hitting is getting better. So it has been kind of different and weird. I mean, I went to the ballpark. When did I go? It was after all this stuff had happened. So it was kind of awkward a little bit.
Yeah.
But, you kind of have to say it's part of the business and we got to move forward.
Yeah.
Very true.
It's a business.
It is.
One last thing. Is there anything we should ask Taylor if we run into him that will make him laugh?
They'll make him laugh. Oh my gosh. Okay.
We're trying to crack him.
Or a code word. I was just mention meatball parm, and he'll know what that means. Or maybe he won't, and we'll just look like jabronis.
You know what? I'm trying to think what would be something that Taylor. So, let's see. My brother. I'm trying to think. He's like I said, an even kill guy. To kind of get him, I would definitely say, if you mention me, he'll probably smile because that's just how we are as a family. But if you mention probably, if you want to ask him what I asked him for his birthday, so since we have the same birthday, I try to get Taylor something good every single year. And this year when I asked him, his girlfriend told me he just sat on the side of his bed looking at his phone. And she said, "What's wrong?" And he goes, "Robyn just asked me what I wanted for my birthday." Because he didn't know what he wanted.
Gosh.
Pressure.
Yeah. So if you just ask him, "Oh, what do you want for your birthday?" He'll probably just be like, I don't know. Because then he said he wanted his windows tinted in his truck. And I'm like, Taylor, really?
That's amazing. Robyn, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck with the rest of your season and with all the great sports you're covering down in Wichita Falls. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging.
No, thanks for having me, guys. It's been fun.
Yeah, we'll talk to you later.
Thank you, Robyn.
Bye.
Yeah, follow her Rangers coverage and brother coverage as well.
Yeah.
At Robyn with a Y.
Yes.
My wife is a Robyn with an I.
Oh, okay.
But she married me to get the Y in my last name.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I always say. No, but it's at Robyn Hearn
Do you always
TV.
say that?
No, I bust that out once in a while. That, and if we're meeting other couples and it's hard to remember our names, like Patrick and Robyn. All right, and so I say Pat Man and Robyn. I haven't probably said that out loud in like 8 years.
Wow.
It's so bad.
Wow. Oh, it's
so
terrible.
bad. You're going to do the show by
Terrible.
yourself. I'm kicking myself off because that's cringeworthy.
That was awful. But oh my gosh, I'm so glad we got to talk to Robyn. I can't wait.
She's awesome.
I can't wait to track down Taylor. I love that they have the same birthday. This is great information.
Are they twins though?
No, I think they're
not.
4 years apart.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not.
I thought so.
Yeah.
I thought so. But yeah, that is strange. I wonder how many siblings have the same birthday but not the same year.
Yeah. Very interesting stuff. Virgo season. Let's go.
Let's go indeed.
Let's go.
Your ear is hyped up over there. He's pumped
What
up.
day is your birthday? Your birthday's coming up.
Next month,
It's well, what day?
the 21st, it's literally a day off from being whatever's next.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're a cusp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
love this.
You might have to explain people when you just shout at them. You're a cusp.
You're a cusp.
Like no, that's an okay thing. Look, you know what's a very okay thing? The DNVR.com.
Yes.
We're really ramping things up, not just because of the seasons, but just because, man, our team is so fantastic. We just added Jake, not from State Farm, but from CU Buffs. He's doing it, Jake Schwanitz. He's great. We know what the Broncos are doing. The Nuggets guys are over in Serbia. The Avs coverage, I mean, I'm not sure what European country they're planning on going to and possibly scouting, but you can get all that great coverage and more for only 50 cents for your first month. Or with an annual membership, you actually get a free shirt from DNVRlocker.com. I know we recently had a sale. I'm not sure if it's still going on, but the big summer sale, 90% off some items.
It's
Like,
a good deal.
legit.
And there's some good stuff in there too.
Oh, no, there's actually a lot. I mean, honestly, I think a lot of the shirts are like the price that like we get them for as
Yeah.
employees. So we're giving away the employee discount to you guys, but that's all right. We're also giving you keys to the kingdom, to the members only Discord too. So you can reach out to us directly and hang out with everyone in the community, whether you're in Denver or just somewhere in the Rocky Mountain region or other parts of the world, because look, you are from Denver originally and you got displaced going someplace else for work, whatever it is. Keep tabs with the community, the members only Discord at thednvr.com. Now only 50 cents for your first month. Dog days of summer are almost over, which means it's time to see Russ cook at Mile High, watch Jokic three-peat as MVP, or just taking some more championship defense from Cale Makar at Ball Arena, whether live or in person or in the best seat in your house. FOCO has you covered with the best fan gear, gifts, and collectibles, from the perfect tote bag and tumblers, hoodies and Henleys, those Stanley Cup touting bobbleheads. It's got to be FOCO.com. FOCO has our back for Colorado sports, and now they've got yours too. Get yourself decked out from head to toe. Then get your home decked out at FOCO.com, or just click the link below in our YouTube description. If you're listening to this as a podcast, head on over to the DNVR Sports channel on YouTube so we can see our wonderful new studio that we've got going on, our wardrobe, who's having a better hair day, who's having a crazier hair day, and does one person actually win both categories? Perhaps. It's hard to know, but let us know, and make sure you let FOCO know that you're interested in some of these bad boy products, because you can now get 10% off when you use code DNVR for all non-presale items. Hey, look, props to Evoca TV. They're making us look good right now at Coors Field because they run advertisements for us. I mean, they don't mention us directly, but I think when everyone's watching those commercials and they talk about how you can watch the Nuggets and Avs now finally in the comfort of your own home. And you get Altitude Sports, so you're getting all the Rockies stuff. You're also getting Rapids, CSU Rams. You'll have exclusive access to the DNVR Nuggets Serbia documentary that's going to be coming out.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see that.
But it's kind of baked in there that, Patrick and Suzie are also on that channel, because all the DNVR sports shows that we have on YouTube are over there. Head on over to evoca.tv/Colorado10 to get all that and more. 0 hidden fees. Your price gets locked in for 2 years. You don't have to worry about any contracts. $25 per month plus the cost of the receiver, unless you use code Colorado10 on top of that, and you save another $10 for your first 3 months. No contracts, no catches. Evoca is TV made for champions of the remote.
Ooh, I like that.
That's how it goes.
I like that a lot. I hope we're champions of Coors Field this weekend.
I think so.
It's the middle of the week. It's 2 days.
Well, you kind of did misspeak, because we always do a post-game show after a day game. And so anytime we come here, the there's a 75% chance it's a Sunday.
Correct.
Even though mathematically that makes no sense, it does to us because it's just you never know when the weekend is. You're always at the ballpark, so
Yes.
it does feel like a weekend
The
series.
days of the week don't exist to
No.
us in the way that they might exist for other people.
No, it's just 3-game series at a time, and it's just wacky in that way. We're gonna have Herman Marquez on the hill on Tuesday night. Jose Urena Thursday afternoon, and as Robyn Hearn pointed out for the Rangers, Dane Dunning on Tuesday night, and Martin Perez, one of the Rangers All-Stars. Was he the only Rangers All-Star this year? I don't think they had a very big group. I know Corey Seager was in the Home Run Derby, but I'm not sure if he made the All-Star team. I think he probably did. I'm going to say yes, he did.
If only we had a tool to tell us.
If only.
If
but
only.
we don't.
It's a shame we won't see John Gray pitch.
No, but there's some rumors that he might be showing up, actually. So we'll see when we get down to the ballpark. If we have a chance to catch up with John Gray, his first return to Coors Field. We know a lot of times when guys are hurt, they'll still travel with the team. They're still working with the physical therapists that are there. Frankly, I think the teams really want to keep an eye on their guys too. You'd think, I could just go and do this at home. Sure, but you can also get in trouble at home. So you know what? We just want you to be around. We want you in the dugout, keeping your eye on things because you might see something of like, hey, our guy's tipping his pitches. We need you in the dugout. So you almost act as a secondary or even a tertiary type coach. So you got to stick around. You got to be there for that. That could be the case with Antonio Senzatella. We might not see him until September, back in the dugout at least. But we talked about it briefly on Sunday. The news came out on Friday that injury in St. Louis was, kind of worse than we thought maybe. A lot of people thought an ACL tear, which is what it was. But the timeline is obviously very disappointing.
Very disappointing. So that's 6 to 8 months. So at best, he'll be ready for spring training or maybe closer to opening day. So that is obviously not ideal for a rotation that really needs him.
Yeah, that's a great point. The depth is a huge piece. It's an issue that the Rockies have in the upper levels of their minor leagues. And we'll talk about their minor leagues here in a little bit because there is some good news in and around the world of Rockies prospects. But, yeah, you're absolutely right. Senzatella is a huge part of the rotation. It's one of the reasons why the Rockies extended him for $50.5 million last offseason. Right now, the rotation options, they won't need a pitcher in the rotation, I think, until Sunday because Monday was an off day, so they kind of can reset. So now, you basically have your game 1 starter on Tuesday, game 2 on Wednesday, etc. So you won't need that starter. Actually, no, that would be Saturday that they would need a number 5 starter. Could it be Austin Gomber? Possibly. We saw him get stretched out a little bit, gave up that grand slam to Albert Pujols.
Yeah.
They just needed some length out of him, so they were able to get that. But Chad Kuhl could be the guy. He did make a rehab start, had a hip flexor issue, but looked really solid over the weekend on Saturday in Albuquerque in 5 innings pitched.
Yeah, no, definitely a solid outing. Gave up no runs, 3 hits, 4 walks. Not the best, but then 6 strikeouts. So a really good rehab start. He's probably good to go.
Yeah, I would think so. Ezequiel Tovar is another guy who's on the precipice of being good to go. Hasn't played in a game since June 29th due to a groin injury. He's currently rehabilitating in Arizona at the Rockies spring training complex there in Scottsdale Salt River Fields. And when he returns, pretty much seems like he'll go ahead and get promoted to AAA. So
what if they just send him
close.
straight up to Colorado?
No, if he wasn't hurt, I would have said, you know what? You could just go from AA to the majors and just kind of make that jump. Rockies don't typically do that all the time, but other teams do, and there's definitely nothing wrong with that. I think you're more likely to see a pitcher do that because Albuquerque is just such a beast. So it's let's not totally demoralize you just yet. I think you could see something like that. So you saying basically making the jump from Hartford to the big leagues, could we see that with someone like Zac Veen? Again, it's not outside of the realm of possibilities, maybe unlikely, but these are legitimate questions or things to hypothesize now with the new leadership in charge in Bill Schmidt. So could be some possibility. But you know what? No, I'm not going to say it's not going to happen because it could happen.
Anything can happen.
It could be a surprise.
Yes. Exactly.
I mean, Jose Iglesias is still at shortstop, and Brendan Rodgers is still at second base.
Yeah.
And so, and then that all goes back to the trade deadline about moving guys and getting more prospects and helping your farm system. And
You're
I know.
getting flashbacks
I'm getting
right now.
flashbacks.
You're reliving the whole trade deadline again, and I'm so sorry that I even brought that up.
yes, I mean, again, you could have made some trades, improved the farm system. But right now, the farm system is looking fairly solid. I think a couple weeks ago, Baseball America came out. They rejiggered their rankings, and they said Rockies 15th best farm system in the big leagues. We've been saying it all season long. That sure, they started the season mid to low 20s, but because so many of their guys are basically in high A, low A, you only had a Tovar really as a major prospect that was at Double A to start the year. That each year, as they get closer and closer to the majors, they've got more value. Those high end players have a lot more weight. Well, you saw Baseball Reference going up to 15 with the Rockies farm system, and now MLB Pipeline, I think it might have been on Monday, they said Rockies even better than that.
Number 9.
Number 9.
And I think they were originally at the start of this season ranked, I think, 24.
That's a big jump.
So from 24 to 9, yeah, that is a huge jump. So things are going well on the farm.
I think so.
Yeah.
What's interesting too is that, and maybe the answer is somewhere in the middle. I tend to think that they are probably a little closer to 15, but I would be okay at saying the number is more like 12, smack dab in the middle. Because what's interesting is if you break down each guy at the high end, and again, the top prospects are the one that carry the most weight as far as how good your farm system is. So if you've got, like, again, 3 or 4 top 100 guys, that already is going to make you stand out versus, farm system, someone like the Angels or even the Padres now, who don't really have much left because they've traded him away. Same thing with like the Astros to a degree. So they're going to do a lot of the heavy lifting. But Baseball America has 5 Rockies in the top 100, whereas MLB Pipeline only has 3. And the ones that are in Baseball America's top 50 are ranked higher than the MLB Pipeline. So Baseball America likes the better, the higher end prospects like Veen, Tovar, and Amador more than MLB Pipeline. Yet MLB Pipeline likes the system more in general, having a lot to do with the depth. But that depth is so far away. So much can happen in the next few years.
Exactly.
Volatility.
Yeah. No, yeah, they're far. We got some time. But Zac Veen has been beloved in Hartford so far.
He has been. He got called up about a week and a half ago. He looks great, by the way, in the yard goats outfit. In their uniform. It is an outfit for him. There hasn't been too many guys like when I see them, in Double A, where I'm like, oh man, they look great in that uniform. Maybe I wasn't mentally prepared for it.
I think everyone looks great in the Whalers' old colors.
I do too, but I just mean a thing of like, oh man, I'm like excited for this guy. But Zac Veen, I don't know, maybe because he's like an action figure. He's got the hair, he's got the stash, he's got the glasses. So now it's like, ooh, we got a variant Zac Veen.
Yeah,
we've got like a new bobblehead that could possibly come out.
a new version of Zac Veen just
kind
dropped.
of. It's just weird. Like it's just a weird way of looking at it in general. And so yeah, he's flying there with that hair, and he's looking great so far to start. So. I really like that he was able to do that. It almost speeds up his timeline just a little bit, and it makes you think like, okay, maybe he could end up debuting by the end of 2023. Tovar's probably going to be there, and I say probably because again, we never know, right? Maybe he could go right up to the big leagues and not go to Albuquerque, but I just Ryan Rolison, man. It's a gut punch. I feel so bad for that young man because I said at the start of the 2019 season we could be seeing Ryan Rolison at the end of 2019. At that point, I think he had started his year in low A, immediately went up to high A, was lights out, pitched really well for Lancaster. But I thought, well, you know what? Rockies are in the hunt late, going to the postseason. He's a starter, but you know what? You need to inject a little bit of life into the bullpen. Ryan Rolison could be your left-hander out of the pen late in 2019, despite the fact he started the year at Class A. He still hasn't even debuted, and it's 2022. He won't even make his debut until 2023. So sad.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the unpredictability of prospects where you just never know. And so, Rockies have enough right now in that top 100. Adael Amador, another one. Drew Romo, also another top 100 guy for Baseball America, not for MLB Pipeline. Elias Montero, also in the top 100 for Baseball America. So you really like seeing that. Hope is on the way.
I mean,
for the Rockies.
When you think about it, we could potentially be not too far away from seeing Montero, Veen, and Tovar on the same field.
That's right.
That would be really fun.
Tolia's playing really well.
Tolia too, yeah.
All right. See, you're getting me worked up, and not in a good way, because I want to be excited for these guys, and I am.
But you can't get too excited because this sport is full of uncertainties.
Where are they going to play? That is why you had to have made some trades. Where are they going to play? Is CJ Cron riding the bench now all of a sudden making, $7.25 million next year? Where is the room? Yes, you make room for those guys, but by the time you end up making room, now the guy who's the starter has already lost all of their value, and you've got no leverage on the trade market. So now you just say, all right, get out of the way. Jose Iglesias, which again, if that happens this year, whatever, it's fine. But I had someone try to tell me that there wasn't a huge market for Jose Iglesias out there. Rockies couldn't have got a ton. Frankly, I don't believe that to be true. I trust the source. Great source. Love the source.
Love the source.
Credible source. But I'm like, somebody would have given a bag of bones and a bag of baseballs to the Rockies, even if he had to play second base. That's what he did last year for the Red Sox.
Yeah.
And he could have created a little bit of room there. So I don't know. We'll kind of wait and see what happens there. But you're right. There's a lot to be excited about as far as these prospects go. Moving forward, every day we're getting a little bit closer, and there's still some more promotions coming. So,
you know what? Yeah, every day we wake up, we're one day closer to seeing Ezequiel Tovar at Coors Field.
One day closer to Tovar Day.
Yes.
And every day that we wake up, we should start our day with Athletic Greens. That's how I do it.
There we go.
One scoop, 75 high quality vitamins. Whole Foods source.
What's a vitamin, Patrick?
I was listening to a British person.
This is America, so you're going to pronounce it the right way.
Not vitamins.
It's vitamins.
No.
Get
theater.
it together.
Well, this is just kind of a sports theater.
You leave that stuff at the door.
All right, I may have to go sobbing in the loo for a while and get my composure and come back and tell you more about Athletic Greens. Because look, seriously, it's what I swear by and how I start my day. I love how they will also hook you up, not just with a free 1-year supply of immune supporting vitamin D, but they're going to give you 5 free travel packs. So if you're out on the road, or if you're a weekend warrior, or you've got a crazy commute in the morning, whatever it is, throw it in your bag, and then you can drink it at work. Some people don't really, eat a breakfast first thing in the morning. They wait until they get to work, whatever it is. Athletic Greens can still be a super huge part of that day. For me, it's great. Even before I have that first cup of coffee, it gives me clarity. Go to athleticgreens.com/ROC, the first 3 letters of Rockies.
What are the odds?
Look, we're trying to save you some time. You don't need to type the whole thing out. Just ROC. Athletic Greens.
It's going to save you so much time.
That's it. /ROC. And take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. And now, if you want to get a little bit assurance about your mouth care and dental, Green Mountain Dental Group is the way to go. The back-to-back on the greens is fantastic. 2 companies that I love. They support us, but also they are great at what they do. Right now, when you go into your local Green Mountain Dental Group, or the only local Green Mountain Dental Group, only 15 minutes from downtown Denver, tell them that DNVR Sports sent you, and they're going to hook you up. Get this. The Sonicare toothbrush thing was great because that's what I use, and that's a great value in and of itself. But now you're going to get a $300 discount for a full orthodontics treatment for new patients. $300 discount. Seriously.
That's huge.
You can also get a free set of bleach trays, which is a $350 value, even on top of that.
Bleach trays are not cheap.
No. So if you get a cleaning, exam, and x-ray, I was skeptical. I used mine for the first time. Just skeptical in general of bleach trays. But Green Mountain Dental Group said, hey, this is the right one to use. I used it, and I noticed it right away.
Your
it
teeth
wasn't
have
a
been
placebo.
looking very, very bright. Much brighter.
Yeah, I was worried it would hurt my teeth. One of those things, right? It makes your teeth sensitive.
Sometimes it does cause sensitivity, yeah.
Green Mountain Dental Group, I'll put you in touch with my people over there.
Yeah.
That did not have the teeth sensitivity with the stuff they use.
That's huge.
That is
huge news, Patrick.
Green Mountain Dental Group, huge news for huge teeth and clean teeth. Big teeth sound bad. Would you rather have big teeth or small teeth? Come on.
I think, weren't we just talking about how big our teeth were as children when we were looking at those old pictures?
Yeah, we're going to see some more big teeth in a little bit. True.
little
I'd rather have gigantic chompers than small teeth. Right? Like,
Yeah.
big teeth are way
Yeah.
better.
Well, you can always...
Sorry if you have... Disclaimer, if you have small teeth out there, you're great. You look fantastic. No one can pull small teeth off quite like you.
I'm sure any dentist at
But-
Green Mountain Dental could shave down some teeth that are too big.
Maybe, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think most dentists can do that.
They can hook you up.
Yeah.
They can definitely hook you up. Albert Pujols is going to get hooked up with 700 home runs.
Oh my
man.
gosh, he has been on a tear lately.
Freaking tear.
A freaking tear. So he's homered 6 times since August 10th.
I think 7, right?
Oh, is it 7
Because
now?
of the one from yesterday.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, he is already at 690. Is he at 696?
He's at 693.
Okay.
A-Rod 696.
Oh, okay.
You got to think he's going to pass A-Rod.
Definitely.
7 more for 700. Look, if they just keep throwing him out there against lefties, like, he's probably
Done
going to
deal.
get it done.
Yeah.
Oldest player to hit 6 in 8 games, tops Ted Williams' record. So, like, again, he's still doing these amazing things. It's like, why would you want to retire now at this point?
I feel like he can't.
But I think
he has to take it back now.
partially what makes it so enjoyable is that we know this is like the last bit of it. So
Yeah.
we're appreciating it, even more, I think. But
That's true.
he's been fantastic. Goes into second all-time in total bases, passes, fellow Cardinal, Stan Musial, Stan the Man. That's why Pujols prefers to go by the Machine or El Hombre, because he said, no, Stan Musial is the man. He's Stan the Man. There's only one. I can be El Hombre. So that works. And he's not going to pass Hank Aaron, who's got like a 700 total bases head
Yeah.
start, so to speak. Like, he's not going to pass that.
So
which
he's
is
going to
fine.
hit enough milestones before he retires. So I think he'll be okay.
I wanted to, and this might be something for the future, go and make like a top 10 list of all of the giveaways and gifts that have been given to Pujols and Molina.
Yeah.
Because we've got a new entrant. So the Rockies gave a cool placard that's out in the out-of-town scoreboard in right field, right, the manual scoreboard, and it says STL on the front, like you would, if you're checking the score of a Cardinals game.
Mm-hmm.
But on the back, it has all their accomplishments, kind of in the same lettered font. Looks great, or rather, all their accomplishments at Coors Field.
Yes,
First
yes.
game for Albert Pujols was in Denver, which is really neat. So, all right, so that's number one because, to my knowledge, I think that's the first gift giveaway. I think other cities have done it too. I just don't know what they are. I haven't been paying as close attention. But Arizona has now entered the chat.
Arizona has entered the chat. What did Arizona give them?
So tell me if this is
Oh, no.
better or worse. They gave each guy a check for $10,000 in their name to, I don't know if it was a local charity or like their, the charity that they like to give to most. So 2 $10,000 checks for both guys.
I mean, I love giving to charity,
Yeah.
and that is a gesture.
It is.
But I feel like it's not sentimental. It's not anything they can hold on to.
Love this take.
Yeah.
True. That's true. I mean, they held on to the oversized gigantic check, which costs $250, I think. Actually, do you know how much one of those checks cost?
I don't think they cost you can just get them printed.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know where $250 came from.
Yeah, no, I think you can go to a Kinko's.
75. I'm gonna lower it down, but I bet you they're probably maybe a little more.
I think it's probably like $30 to make a giant check.
You're probably right.
Yeah, I don't think it's very expensive to make a giant check, and also I think they have to actually write a regular one.
Well, you need the routing number, and so that's difficult. You know something about gigantic big checks?
I looked it up, so I have an answer for you guys.
Oh my gosh, yeah, here.
Last guess for everybody.
My guess was $30.
I'm gonna
to
say
make a giant
75.
check.
I don't know why I think they're so expensive. Not to actually make it. I think like that's just what like banks charge and stuff. 75.
So the cheapest one you can get is $12.
Okay.
The first answer I got was $32.
Look
All
at
right.
me. I see.
Nice.
I
So,
would do very
well done.
well on The Price is Right. You
Very
would be a
good.
disaster.
Very good. Yeah. I could have said $1 and maybe taken the whole thing, but you know what? In the spirit of the game, that okay. All right, so it's not as expensive, but you're right. They don't get to keep it. They get the photograph. You know, it does help them out, but it is a little bit more pricier of a gift than just a couple
But it's
things
also
lying around.
It's also a tax write-off for
There's
the
that
D-backs.
element. That's also a great point.
That's like why a lot of charities exist. I'm not saying that the Arizona Diamondbacks Foundation does not have the best of intentions, but it's also a tax write-off.
It's proven. Susie's just saying that the Diamondbacks are embezzling money.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's what Susie's trying to get across.
No,
right
wait.
here.
No, allegedly.
The real deal is there is an abandoned check somewhere in the basement of Coors Field for $20,000 to some charity that is now not going to get it because it was split up to two $10,000 checks for Pujols and Molina. So you're right. That was earmarked for someone else, and now they're not getting that money this year.
Oh my gosh, what a shame. What a shame.
Yeah, that's kind of so we got it. So you actually like you're saying the Rockies win out on that one.
I absolutely. I think that was
Okay.
it was a nice gesture.
You've convinced me.
It was
'Cause
it was
I had
such a
it the
great
other way.
gesture.
I had it the other way around.
No.
But you convinced me.
There's no ulterior motive in the Rockies gift, but
Sure.
aside from the
The can of spray paint was a couple bucks, you know, to put the list of highlights on the back of it. So all right, that was okay. Look, we teased the big teeth thing, so we've got a couple more Little League photographs to look at. Little League
think
World Series,
yeah.
heating up. Incidentally, I don't know the exact number, but I feel 90% confident there were more people at Sunday's Little League Classic game that was at Bowman Field in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, home to a short season A team. So, and again, this was a team that was like wiped off the map. So they were one of the 43. They're knocked out. There was more people at that game, like 2,900 people, than were at the A's game last night in Oakland at the Oakland Coliseum.
Oh no.
Can you believe that?
I mean,
That's insane.
I can very much believe it.
That's embarrassing.
But it's embarrassing for sure. Definitely feeling for the A's. I remembered I needed to update you on something I looked up.
Oh, please.
In terms of Rangers All-Stars.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Martin Perez was the lone representative
Shouldn't have doubted myself.
from that Lone Star baseball team. There you go. So you shouldn't have doubted
Stands
yourself.
to reason. Yeah, the Lone Star team, Lone Star State,
Yes.
one All-Star. You hear? Let's see our next All-Star that we've got from DNVR and see if we can
We got some All-Stars here.
figure it out. I think we went 3 for 3. Or I did. I went 3 for 3 because you know these.
I know
cultivated
them, yeah.
this.
I did cultivate them.
You went through. You got the home address of every DNVR employee.
Okay, we got
or their mom.
we got one on the board though. So
Yeah.
yes, I contacted everyone's parents personally.
You went through the attics. You went through all the pictures.
I broke into
you looked
houses.
through all of them. Oh, see, I didn't know that. I thought you coordinated
Allegedly.
the attic lookup. All right, so let's see this one. I think I'm looking at Dinger here. Dinger.
Yeah, we got original Dinger.
And it looks like it could be a baby Dinger too, based on my lack of bifocals.
Well, here I've got it on my.
Oh, you've got a good one here.
Here you go.
Oh, look at that. See, now, looks a little like Eric Weedham, but we know that he was on Sunday's live show.
He's
So
also
couldn't be.
too old to have been a child with Dinger.
Okay, well, you love outing people's ages, and for someone who was born in 2002, that's just shame on you.
Shame on
Continue
me.
with that bit. That might be our very own RG,
That is RG.
Ryan Green.
Yes, I think he's got the
Yeah.
same haircut.
Also,
now.
noted.
What he likes.
No,
He
no,
just-
he
he
does have
picked-
the same haircut. You're
He
right.
picked a haircut at like age 6.
I got
He's like,
it.
you know, I'm going to stick with this.
He may have used Gorilla Glue when he was a little kid and just kept the same hairdo. Maybe, do we know? I don't want to start allegedly.
You can't put Gorilla Glue on your hair. It's actually like the worst thing ever. Did you see that woman who went viral because she put Gorilla Glue on her head?
That was the reference.
I didn't know.
That was the reference. Yeah. So
a nightmare.
He's keeping it. He's keeping the same haircut from when he was a kid. Also, notice in that picture, Dinger's jersey was very short,
Yeah.
like just
Like a
full
crop top.
abdomen. little bit like a crop top.
You know what? I'm happy to see Dinger's a little more covered up now.
Yeah. In fact, that was on at Rocky's account on Twitter where, Dinger had his arms raised and it was like, oh, Dinger doesn't have a belly button. All stands to reason he's a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
No, definitely.
I didn't know if maybe he was from like the Galapagos Islands, a la Philly Fanatic.
No. We all saw him hatch right there in the middle of Coors Field.
It's true. But where'd the egg come from?
We've got one more.
All right, pop
Let's
it up.
see it.
All right, I cannot see from that far,
Hold
but
on.
there looks like this one's could be a side-by-side situation going on there.
Here you go. So actually,
Also another A's.
yes. So
got
is this
two.
your teammate?
No, I was not teammates with a fellow bucktooth baby boy.
Yes.
There.
Speaking of big teeth.
A couple key clues there. So again, if you're watching on YouTube, you can notice where this person was raised. You can kind of see that on his card. I don't think it looks a ton like him, but I'm pretty sure that's Ryan Koenigsberg.
It is. Good guess. I think it does
Yeah.
look like him. But yeah, we had to scratch out. The picture that he sent me had all of his stats on there.
Oh, we don't want to see. Did he have I guess he had a bad year. Is that why we don't want to see his?
No, because his
8-year-old stats?
his name was on there, so we didn't want to
Oh,
give
that's
it
true.
away. We didn't want to
Gotcha.
give it away.
Didn't
But
wanna
I
tease
will
that.
say, so I think this must have been on the B side of the card. So at age 8, he was
B-side.
4'5", 57 pounds.
Wow, a
Played,
Hulk.
played first base, and his
Man.
favorite pro was Todd Helton.
Look at that.
Adorable.
University of Tennessee's best backup QB of all time, Todd Helton.
Yes.
That's crazy.
There we go. So those are the picks that I got from our coworkers.
Good timing. Little League World Series still going on. Still getting hyped up for it. Haven't checked in a little while, actually, based on what's been going on. I think there was a team from New York, maybe. They had, like, back-to-back walk-off victories. Some kid had, like, a perfect game. He struck out, like, 17 in a row.
Jeez.
And he just had, like, a stone-cold killer's look on his face. Like, whatever. Just didn't even
Wow.
care that he had one of the most, like, dominant performances.
Talk about level-headed.
Yeah. So I think
Wow.
a lot of the guys who've played in the Little League World Series and have gone to the major leagues, 64 of them, again, you can read about that on the DNVR.com.
Great story.
And all about Randall Grichuk's 2 Little League World Series appearances.
So cool.
Robert Stevenson was shocked. He goes, "What? He went twice?" He did not know that little fun fact. So we need to get him a DNVR subscription so he can
he can read
learn
the
a little bit more. But those guys, it takes them like 11 years for some of them. Like that's like the quickest. So you see him now. Maybe in 2033, there's going to be somebody on that field that will probably be in the majors at some point. Maybe even more now.
Getting some goosebumps right now. That's exciting.
Maybe even more because there's 20 teams now instead of 16 like there has been previously. So exciting.
Exciting stuff.
We'll
Almost
be-
as exciting as this upcoming Rangers series.
That's it. You want to come back here again after Wednesday's day game?
We
and
will
kinda
talk
recap
after
it?
the game. Yeah, we'll
After
talk
the
after
game.
the series.
We will. I think that's a good plan. Hope you can meet us here on the YouTube, the DNVR Sports channel on YouTube. You can also keep tabs on us on Twitter at DNVR_Rockies. At Patrick D. Lyons is where I'm at.
And I am at the Suzie Hunter on all platforms.
We've got momentum, but unfortunately, you know what they truly say about momentum. It's only as good as your next show. So we'll talk to you tomorrow.